Right, it's time for some culture now with Mariam Saab. Hello, Mariam.
Hello, Claire.
We're starting off with a gift by Jeff Koons to the city of Paris.
Yes, now American contemporary artist Jeff Koons has reimagined the Statue of Liberty's hand, replacing her torch with a fistful of flowers. Now, the Statue of Liberty has long been a symbol of the friendship between France and the United States. What we're looking at now is a rendering of the sculpture at almost 11 meters high, 8 meters wide, and 10 meters deep. The Bouquet of Tulips, which is what it's called, will be one of Koons' largest sculptures to date. It's made of bronze, stainless steel, and aluminium, currently under construction in Germany. The artist says that it's a gift to the city of Paris and to the people of France to commemorate the victims of the recent terror attacks. Let's hear from Jeff Koons.
Show solidarity and to show an offering of remembrance to the victims of the terrible tragedies that have happened in France over the last 2 years, and at the same time to give hope to the surviving family members.
Now, Jeff Koons is one of the most successful figures in modern art. His works have sold for hundreds of millions of dollars, but he's been somewhat of a divisive figure here in France. Some critics hit out when 16 of his giant glittering sculptures were displayed at the historic Versailles. Some of them said that they were intrusive and a little bit kitsch. Now, on this project, Koons was inspired by the floral paintings of Picasso. The tulips were chosen for their buoyancy. He hopes that they'll inspire those touched by terror to carry on. Now, the US ambassador to France and Monaco, Jane Hartley, hopes the donation will help Paris's tourist industry recover. Numbers have declined since the attacks. For Hartley, this gift is a symbol of hope.
You have the hand, and then you have it holding a bouquet of tulips, which to me symbolizes optimism, hope, spring, rebirth. Thought it was exactly what we were trying to do, which was show America's friendship for the French people, to the French people.
Once completed, the sculpture will be displayed at the in front of the Museum of Modern Art and the Palais de Tokyo next year.
All right. Now, Vanity Fair has named its 50 most influential French people in the world. So who made the cut?
So we're going to take a look at the top. Let's start with number 5. We have Marion Cotillard. No surprises there. She's been described as the biggest French female box office draw of the century. A proven crossover star, Cotillard has been holding her own in Hollywood blockbusters like The Dark Knight, like Inception, and, of course, Woody Allen's muse in Midnight in Paris. Currently, she's on the promo trail for Allied with her co-star Brad Pitt. Now, her career exploded after playing French singer Edith Piaf in La Vie en Rose. The film was critically acclaimed right around the world. She became the only actress to win an Oscar for a performance in French for that film. She also picked up Caesar, a BAFTA, Golden Globe, and a Lumiere Award. Now let's move on to number 4. This is for people who have a little bit of a sweet tooth. We have Pierre Hermé, who's known for his delectable macaroons. He's been hailed as the Picasso of pastry by Vogue and honored as the world's best pastry chef in New York City this year. His recipe for success, bringing together traditionally irreconcilable flavors on an irresistible palate, like cheesecake with a touch of pepper and parmesan. That could be to your liking. He makes everything taste good and look beautiful. Now let's move on to number 3. We have Aurélie Dupont. She was the étoile or principal of the Paris Opera Ballet until her retirement in 2015. She's since come back, taking the mantle as director of dance at the Paris Opera after the resignation of Benjamin Millepied. Now, which makes her one of the few women to take a top job at the historic company. Now we're at number 2. This is the runner-up. It's J.R., the mysterious Parisian street artist known as the French Bansky. J.R.'s canvases are on an epic scale. We're talking about tower blocks, streets, the separation wall between Israel and Palestine. He uses his art to give a face to the faceless, a very important artist there.
He's the man with the hat there, right?
Oh, yes. the cloaked figure. He's very mysterious, JR. Now, number 1, we have, and this is no surprise, the most influential French person in the world, according to Vanity Fair, is Christine and the Queens. Now, behind Christine, alter ego, is French singer Héloïse Letizier, and she made French pop infectious around the world this year with her debut album Chaleur Humaine. Christine's androgynous style has also got people talking, and her unique choreography, she's really carved out a new gender-fluid niche in pop.
I'm a big fan of hers. We're going to stay with a US-France theme because we've got a French cult classic that's found a new home on Broadway.
Yes, Amelie, I'm very excited about this. The much-loved 2001 French film starring Audrey Tautou is the latest story to be scaled to the stages and bright lights of Broadway. It's directed by Pam McKinnon with music by Daniel Messer and a book by Craig Lucas. The romantic comedy musical will follow the mischievous and wide-eyed waitress Amelie Poulain, of course, who transforms the streets of Montmartre into a playground for a very sweet imagination. It's a magical story about the journey of love. Now, the musical premiered at the Berkeley Preparatory Theatre last year, and it had such a good run that production was moved to LA, where it will open with a new lead. Tony Award nominee Philippa Sue will be taking the title role of Amelie from December 4 until January 15 before it opens on Broadway at the Walter Kerr Theatre on March 9. Here's the much anticipated teaser for the Broadway adaptation of Amelie.
I would love to see that. Hopefully tickets won't be as hard to get as for Hamilton, for example. Yes. So next year then, March.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Mariam.
Thank you, Claire.